Welcome to Rangers Radio on the Matchday show, the world's one and only unique live phone-in show for Rangers supporters all over the world. Why don't you give us a call on 0141 356 1972. It's your show, it's your platform. Let's hear from you.
Oh, good afternoon and welcome back to Rangers Radio. 3-0 defeat at their place. Don't know where to start, but join myself, Oxford back in the show as Albert. Albert, I'm going to say this to you first, mate. We'll go into the players. But the manager has got to learn that 4-2-3-1 in close games, you'll never win the midfield. With the quality we've got up top, we don't make it, we don't get forward enough. And as soon as the ball gets turned over, we're in problems. We've seen it so often. The manager has got to learn. But well, obviously, players have also got to execute. Albert.
I agree with that, mate. Totally agree with that. We've got to, and let's get it up front before we go any further, mate. As you pointed out, fair, and I agree. The best team won. There's no getting away for that. They won fair and square. They won. So now we get into we're an team. We're an team, mate. And first things first, as you said, I don't agree with the system either, mate. I don't think it's good enough. I think there's big gaps. Southside sitting with me, and he's been telling me all through the game, look at all the gaps, look how far we have to pass the ball to get to between our players. And he's right. We're miles apart, mate. Totally and utterly miles apart, miles away from it. It's not acceptable. Now, I'm going to go into, I know you're going to talk about the game, but I'll get my wee bit in first. Know about the game, mate. I know you're going to go through it. But the Demdy bottle it. That's the first thing I'm calling out. The Demdy bottle it. Well, Matondo bottled it. That's it. He bottled it, mate. The rest of them, no, I didn't see anybody else bottling it, mate. I really didn't.
I'll say another thing, mate, before you carry on. I'll let you carry on in a minute. He's a speed merchant, so your legs have got to be right to be a sprinter, isn't there? So if there's any doubt at all, where's the professionalism? Where's the thought? There was no point, mate. It was never going to work. And you're right, it was atrocious.
The first goal, and I'm not going through goal. I know you're going to do that in a minute, mate. The first goal, he didn't track his guy. He watched their player get into the byline, and where is he? And you thinking the ball is going to go, didn't go, gets crossed across, gets put across for bolts, proper slips. Tavernier's sleeping. I'm not going to go on to Tavernier. He slept that time. He did. He's fallen asleep there. Bang, goal. A guy, I tell you, has got nothing about his game apart from speed. He walked in the centre of a goal and just banged a goal in. Shows you I know nothing about football. At the end of the day, I'm looking about attitude. Did we stand up? A lot of players did stand up. Is the quality lacking slightly? Oh, definitely. There's no doubt about that, mate. But at the end of the day, this is a process we have to go through, and we're learning, and we're trying to get better. I'm happy enough with it, with some of the players for their attitude, and did they bottle it? I'm not happy about the defeat. I'm not happy about the way we get beat, and I'm not happy about people switching off. It's just, as you say, professionalism, mate. It's just as simple as that. If we kept awake, but one thing we did learn is, and I'm sorry to say it, mate, Dylan is not a midfielder. He is not.
Oh, it was atrocious, mate. It was atrocious, mate. And he kept going to the right back position with his runs. So obviously, but then Barron was left in there himself because Diamandi's joining in, and that we've got that four across the top like an arc in the midfield. And young Barron was involved in 2 of their 3 goals. I mean, he played the ball up to try to play a hard pass to Cherny. Cherny didn't get there, wasn't close. It was a wrong pass. And then the ball broke to their player, and he took it early and caught Buckland out, who was standing in the left-hand side of the goal, not aware of his goals. Dreadful decision. But let's turn it back to the start again. We started all right and had moments. I think if Dessers or Matondo would have scored, there's a possibility they could have been getting offside. They scored. I seen the offside right away, so I wasn't bothered when they scored. It was a simple goal, mate. We don't track runners and we get caught square in midfield. I can't remember who it was that went for the challenge. I think it might have been Stirling again. Never got there, and the ball broke, one pass, bang, and they were right through in tappies, yeah. So that was a warning sign which we didn't heed. And for that moment on, they dominated the rest of the first half. They scored the first goal. Yeah, it wasn't only Rabbi Matondo's, but where's the coaching, mate? Where the left back goes running to the thrower and the left winger's running with somebody. Where's the passing on? Where's the organisation? And where's the coaching? I'm asking that, Albert. Yeah, and I'll come to a point with that, with the corner kicks that we conceded. So then they're 1-up and we never get back in the match at all. They just kept coming and our shape was being exposed. I thought Jeffrey tried hard. By the way, I thought he got booked for nothing again, by the way. I thought the two centre-halves, we'd never seen a lot of them. Tav was arguably our best player, trying to get involved in the first half. Ran out of legs in the second. You seen his age coming. Struggled to get in and just died a death. Barron and Stirling in there, the midfield, and that too wasn't great. Apart from Barron's work rate and trying to help out. Even then, he was involved in the third goal when he played that in McCausland, and McCausland's touch was dreadful, mate. Dreadful. But what 2 points I'm going to do, coaching and how our team. The corner kicks they had, we set up with a zonal marking constantly, so teams have watched us, and they know where everybody stands. That's the problem with zonal, because you can see it. You set up, doesn't matter if you're playing Real Madrid or Ross County, you set up the same. So what did they do? They put a runner in the front post away from us and head it on. They could have scored twice for that. Bad coaching, mate. Stubbornness. And then what summed us up in the whole game was in the second half, we're breaking away. Tom Lawrence, who I thought was dreadful when he came on, had a pass to make. I don't know who it was. It might have been Stirling. And their centre forward ran about 60 yards to make the tackle because he took that long. We're not a good team. We've not got good team spirit and we're not well coached, mate.
Difficult to argue with any of that. Difficult to argue with any of that. I agree with some of it and don't totally agree with all of it. But at the end of the day, at the end of the day, you get beat. That's the bottom line, mate. We get beat. But see,
you don't agree with?
I don't agree with the total bad coaching. I agree with the fact that he's too rigid. I agree with that. You're totally right with that one, mate. He needs to learn that he's got to coach it into the team. There's got to be flexibility.
If you do the same thing all the time as a football manager in professional football, I'm not talking about where everybody can watch all your games and see what you do. If you set up the same way all the time, people can pick holes in you because when they've got the ball, they dictate and they just make space. And if you've got a stuck, rigid way of playing, which we have under Philip, where we played a 4-2-3-1, and if one of our midfielders goes forward or gets caught, they're right on top of our goal, mate. And that's the problem with the coaching. And you've seen it with the corner kicks, where we can't pass people on, and you've seen it with the first goal, mate. I'm calling it out how I see it, mate.
Right, mate. Quite right. But at the end of the day, how do I do this? I'm trying to think how to put it into I'm trying to put it into a sort of situation that makes sense. You know what I mean? It's one of the ones. It's bitty. It's all over the place. I agree with most of what you're saying, mate. I agree with most of what you're saying. Right. The one about the corner kicks, we'll start with that one. You're right. I mean, their player runs across were blokes to the front post. Is it 3 times? I thought it was twice. You tell me it was 3 times. I'll take your word for that. It's 3 times. He runs across there 3 times, and we don't do anything to stop it. We don't put any measures in to counteract it. So, and 3 times or twice anyway, that I remember, they nearly scored for it. So you're looking at that and saying, right, that's bad coach, and that's bad man management on the park as well. I mean, the players have got to get called out for that one as well. The first goal was Matondo no chasing back, right? Whether it's Matondo, whether it's the fullback, whether they're passing players on each other, I understand what you're saying. But whatever way it is, it had to be. It happened to be Matondo. Disney chase him all the way back to the byline.
I
He
agree.
puts the ball across. He puts the ball
Agree with
across.
that, but-
Proper slips. He slips. Right. Aye, he slipped. No, I mean, if he doesn't slip, he's clearing it. He slips. It goes by him, and it gets to their player, Maeda. It gets to Maeda, right? And you look at Tav. Tav's sleeping. He's absolutely sleeping. By the way, his guy's away from him, standing in the middle of the box. Whack, goal. Butland should have saved that. In my opinion, just my opinion, I think he should have saved that. He definitely is. I mean, it goes underneath him again. Another ball goes underneath him. He should have saved it, mate. There's no doubt about it. Then you get to the second goal. Right. The second goal for me, wee Barn gets the ball. He tries a pass that it's lack of experience, mate. That's just simple. It's stupidity. It's a stupid pass. What he's doing, and Tierney doesn't make it easy for him, by the way. Tierney runs towards him, and the fullback comes up and follies him. I'm waiting for him to spin in. He'll spin. And wee Barron will put the ball on the inside of the fullback by him, making him turn. Instead of that, he runs towards him and Barron plays the ball to him, and the fullback's facing our goal, walks straight in front of Tierney and takes the ball away from him. And now he's running straight at our goal. He's running, and you're going, that's stupidity, mate. That's bad play. Bad play all round with the players. And you're sitting going, why are you doing this? What's this mental? But the worst bit yet to come. Our goalkeeper standing to the right-hand side of his goal. For some mental reason, he's standing on the right-hand side of his goal. I don't know why he's over there, but he is over there. The wee guy, Kyogo, gets the ball, and he's 25 yards out, mate. 25. I'm just going to get it. He's 25 yards out. And does they shoot? Passes the ball into the net for 25 yards out. And we're saying Butland's a good goalkeeper. And I'm saying, no. Good goalkeepers don't do that, mate. They simply don't. That's bad, mate. That's bad. The third goal. I'm only talking about the goals, mate. I know you're talking about other things, but I'm only talking about the goals. The third goal was a deflection off of Sterling. It was a good strike, don't get me wrong. And it probably would have went in the net without Sterling touching the thing. Knowing our keeper. But it was a good goal, mate. It was a good goal.
It was a decent hit. And
it was a decent hit. I'm not taking that away.
Well,
it was
what
a
I will
decent
say
hit.
is the tippy football, 18 yards for the rain goal between Barron and then he looked like a wee boy, McCausland, mate. And by the way, he could have scored
twice.
Been involved in 3 goals, mate. If he at different times, obviously he had one was a difficult chance, and one was a difficult chance. The second one he took off Tierney's foot, and the third one was their goalie saved it, and he just listen. As much as I like Ross and they hurt me, mate, he doesn't look ready for the Rangers first team, in my opinion. Right, mate, we better get these phone lines opened.
Yeah, go for it, mate.
Let's hear from these.
Why don't you give us a call on 0141 356 1972? It's your show, it's your platform. Let's hear from you.
I'm going to explain myself about the coaching all before we move on, yeah?
Yeah.
Right. If if you just set yourself up with a system and it's rigid and everybody's playing totally to instructions, yeah? Like the corner kicks, you stand there, like you done with the wee boys when you were trying to learn them the game, right? Yeah, there's no awareness. You can't go with a runner who comes to the pack post and runs across because it's all rigid. Everybody's got to mark an area for the cross. Teams work you out, mate. And if you can't, if your manager can't work that out, I'm concerned, mate. It's happened for day one. You come in, you go to the bounce, and then once teams work you out, when you've got the ball, you do this, and if you keep doing it, you don't do anything else bar that. Yeah,
I agree. 1,000% agree, mate. Totally agree. He needs to learn as much as the players need to learn. If you set up a certain way and you play a certain way, teams work all, especially the lesser teams, they work all week and just knowing exactly what you're going to do. I totally agree with your when you said about the zonal marking at corner kicks. It's a stupid thing to do, mate. It's been proved over the years it's a stupid thing to do, but you get coaches still want to play it. But again, if he's going to do that and he's going to stick to this 4-3 or 4-2-3-1 carry on, by the way, we're not winning any league playing like this. We're wide open. We're totally and utterly wide open. Yeah. You had players coming on. I don't know. I mean, Lawrence, I agree. He didn't have a great game, but I don't think it was that bad. But
he was involved, mate. He was involved.
He was involved. He was
involved, mate, and he had opportunities to make things happen, passes and getting things, mate, and he never done nothing. And he was that slow in getting involved, like a lot of our players.
We need to get involved. We need to get involved with our favourite player, Dessers. You need to talk about him, mate.
I'm sure we'll come to that. I'm sure we'll come to him.
I don't want to come to it, but we need to come to it eventually.
Yeah.
It's aye.
Anyway,
I agree with
joined by Ronnie. Afternoon, Ronnie.
How you doing, guys? Same as yourself, a wee bit despondent, but no surprise. And I can open my curtains now. I had them shut there for the last couple of hours. I've got a couple of glaring things that really, really annoy me.
On you go, Ronnie. Get it off your chest. You'll feel better.
The first one, mate. The first one. Tavernier is never a Rangers captain in a million years. You know, never in a million years is that boy a captain. He was all right in the past. All right. Not say like an average player in the past. He's even worse now than average. You know, and I hate this carry on with blaming other people. When he falls and slips or, makes a mess with the ball, he's always looking to blame somebody else. That really gets my goat, you know. Hold your hands up and say, bang, the support will accept you for that. You know, you make a mistake, hold your hands up. The other one is Dessers. Dessers is no a Rangers striker in a million years. Never in a million years is that boy a Rangers striker. You know?
Yeah,
I know we can go back to McCoist and all that and say, oh, look at the chances he missed. But look at the chances he scored. We can't say that it's the same about Dessers. Dessers just hasn't got it for Rangers. Maybe lower league level, aye. But he is no what Rangers need because as poor as we are at setting chances up, mate. As poor as we are at setting chances up at the minute, no, we don't have any midfield general that is. No, we don't have a Barry Ferguson or whatever sitting in the middle dictating and playing a ball through that a striker can latch onto. Even allowing for that, the chances he does get, you look at his first touch and everything, it's absolutely woeful. No, you're talking about school part stuff where he can't even control a ball. He can't hold a ball up.
All right, Ronnie boy. All right, I'll let Albert take the Dessers one because he wanted to comment on that, and I'll take the Tavernier one. That fair, Albert? No, you.
Fair enough, by the way. Hi, Ronnie. How you doing, pal? I know you're. All right, boys. I know you're not feeling well, mate.
I think this is the first time. I think this is the first time I've ever phoned you sober.
Well, we know that, Ronnie.
I says I'm not taking a pint before it because I know what's coming.
You still talk a lot when you're sober. Let Albert talk.
Aye, I'm probably worse.
Well, Ronnie, talking about Dessers, right? I totally agree with your saying, pal. I totally agree. I can't I'd love to put an argument and try to say what about this and what about that, but I can't, mate. He had a bad game today, mate. He's up until the day he's been playing okay and he's been scoring some goals. That's a fact, mate. But today was woeful, total utter woeful. With an upper level today, and he's been caught wanting. He should have scored in the first half. It might have been offside, but he should have scored it anyway. To see if it was offside. The second half, I mean, come on, he's inside the 18-yard box. No challenge, mate. He's only taking shoot to beat the keeper, say something like what, 17, 16 yards, something like that. And he rolls it back to the keeper. I mean, that was a pass back. It wasn't even a shot.
Sorry to interrupt you there, mate.
I thought he tried to interrupt you there. I thought he tried to deceive the keeper, Albert. He tried to kick it slower than it was possible.
But sorry to interrupt you there, boys. But see, even just the basic trapping the ball, he never ever holds the ball up to give your defence a chance. Never ever does he hold the ball up. They'll lump a ball up and it goes to him and he loses it instantly, or else he gets pushed off it. You know, No, maybe I'm harping back to the past, like, but you think of the strikers we've had before, like Jelic and that, they'll run away and create their own chances, or they'll give the defence a chance to breathe again. Dessers never ever hodges the ball up or gives the defence a breather. Never once does he do that. Morelos was guilty of that in his last year with us. But Dessers, I've never seen once where Dessers has held the ball up. The ball goes to him and he loses it instantly, or else it gets pushed off it.
The difference between a centre forward and what we've got at the moment, by the way, this is simple differences. And I'm going to pick a player out. You can pick other players out if you want, but I'm picking a player out for the past. Jelovic gets the chances that Dessers got and McCausland got. Jelovic is walking off with a hat trick, mate. Absolutely no danger about it. He's walking off with a hat trick.
Totally agree, mate.
That's the difference, mate. That is the total difference.
Aye. If you go to P-Mart, you go to even for talking's sake, Jelovic, Morrison's. That's no, it's not a big difference. It's not a big step up for what you're paying. You know what I mean? As far as I see it, no, we didn't go to Marks and Spencer's to buy Jelovic. We went to Asda. Whereas with Dessers, we went to Asda as well, but we've ended up with Primark. Sorry to put it that way, but that's a simple enough.
I get you coming. One of the things that frustrated me today, and I thought his second half performance wasn't great, and that shot summed it up. But see, even in the first half, see if he'd have come inside and still put that in, mate. In my opinion, he was still coming for an offside position. He wasn't aware. Yeah. He was standing offside. Yeah. No,
but it's just sorry, interrupt me. Sorry.
Right, Ronnie, just let people finish. We'll bring you in, mate. You'll get your work. And I know their guy goes and stands offside as part of a tactic and then walks back. You've seen that today. But he was standing offside and taking the ball. So I think I'd need to see it back again. I think even if he does have a good touch and puts it in the top corner, he's getting it chopped off for offside, mate. And that's what VAR's done. You need to play onside, no offside. Yeah.
But
I'll take your captain one quickly because we've got a lot of calls. Surprise, right? James Tavernier, listen, Tav's done all right for his word of peace. Where he's a captain, he's always up for debate, but maybe it was time to change the captain 3 years ago when maybe Gerrard left it. Maybe he was Gerrard's captain and it's no work for him apart from the European under Van Bronckhorst. Anyway, we've also been joined by Smurf. How we doing, Smurf?
I'm good, mate. How are you? Well, it's a silly question, but I get it. No bad. Just a wee bit frustrated. The definition of madness is keep doing the same thing time and again and expecting different results. For managers go to learn, you can go away to Ross County or wherever, and I get the logic in the type of games where you're playing 4-2-3-1, where you're going to press high up the pitch and you're going to dominate the ball. You can't go to Parkhead when they've got a better class of player than us and play that game. There's going to be gaping holes in the midfield that there was. I think I came on last week or something. I said I was worried about young Connor Barron getting exposed, and that's sort of what happened. You've got two centre halves there, neither of them are blessed with pace, and Tav's legs have gone as well. So he's really got to learn for this. We've got to match him up. I've said it last week. We had to match him up man for man. Your fullbacks, their fullbacks getting marked effectively when they're on the offensive with our wingers. Our fullbacks picking up their wingers. Somebody picking up Kyogo at all times, and having a 3-man midfield and going man for man in midfield. And it never happened. And we get our arses handed to us. And it's so frustrating. I'm not saying we would have won that game, but they walked away looking like world beaters. And
we've made it difficult for ourselves, mate. And I agree with you totally about the manager. And listen, I'm not saying the outcome could have been different. It could have been worse if we set up differently. But I think in big games, there's a problem with that system, and I've been consistent in that. Albert.
Sorry, mate, I was on mute there.
On you go, mate.
I'm having a nightmare. Along with my team, I had a nightmare. Sorry, about give me the point again. I'm talking rubbish here.
So I agree with you, Smurf. I think that it's setting up the same way, and the goals they go. Listen, they'll say they're decent goals for their point of view. You can say that for the guy makes a run, but we're no coach, and we're not going with runners, and that's the basics, Smurf.
Aye, of course. And then like Big Dessers, you know, he flatters to deceive and he splits opinion and all the rest of it. For a start, his first touch is horrendous, right? And it'll always be horrendous. He'll never improve on that. And he'll get 20 goals this season. But he's one of these guys that will get 20 goals a season and no influence where the league goes. Because when it matters, he'll no be there. And there's nothing we can do about it right now. So there's no point in hating on him. We're going through a process. We've got to stick with a programme. But going forward, you know, we need to address the right back issue. So we need to start getting Sterling into his position, or that new boy that they've brought in. And I'd like to see them get into getting a free transfer, because you can still sign a free transfer and get ourselves a number 6, because we're light in there and all. But the positives are, albeit under difficult circumstances, I'm not saying he had the perfect game. I thought the boy Jeffrey showed up all right. I think he was let down with Matondo. You know, a lot of guys got their debut, and you know, they're not going to face a harder game in the Rangers' career than going away to the Pedo Dome, and so you've got to pick the positive out of it.
I'm struggling to pick any positive, mate. But fair play. Anyway, we've been.
Can I ask?
Wait a minute, mate. We've been joined by Cal. How we doing, Cal?
I'm all right. I get 2 to 3 for my bookings, I think.
Aye, you also got the right score, mate.
I know, bubble, sorry. Also got it in the right side of the correct scores, by the way, you know. I'll tell you something. It's easy to pick in Dessers. The big guy's up there all lane, all the time, and 2 of his chances, he made them himself. Right, okay, but let me give me a wee minute. Have we just fun? Oh, what was his name, the manager? Mark Warburton 2.0 and Philip Clement.
Same thing all the time. That's a point. All bear in you come.
You might be right, mate. What's your plan B? Day plan B? Day plan A better?
Exactly.
I'm not dismissing, Carl, your point, but I want to ask Smurf a question if you let me, pal. Smurf, who do you think? Do you think anybody lost their bottle today?
I think the Tondo bottled it.
Aye.
I think
is that the only one?
I don't know. It's hard, isn't it? It's a lot of people are making their debuts. I don't know. I think I'm just looking at deficiencies. There's a lack of pace in the team. We need a centre half that's got real pace and powerful and dominant. We don't have that.
We'll see it when you play us. We'll see it. Listen, when you're not talking on your phones, can you put them on mute? And you come, Carl. Listen, I get your point about Dessers being on his own, mate. And the 2 chances he's had, I thought the first one was offside, Carl. And it
was offside, but he was the only one offside to take a chance, you know what I mean?
I know, but
right, the other thing is, Diamande, does that boy need an egg timer to wake up to when he pass a ball?
I don't think he had a good game, mate, and all this trying to waiting. I tell you what summed that up in the whole game. I don't know if anybody picked up on it, and I'll go to Ronnie with this one. In the first half, he gets the ball. I don't know who cleared it. It came to Suter. Suter looks up as if he's nobody near him. I think it was the whole box was full of players thinking he was going to have that time. Where does that come from? I don't know if you remember that incident, Ronnie.
I certainly do, and I was going to. I don't know who was it mentioned it there that at the end they lost their bottle day. I thought Suter was absolutely shaky the whole game. You know, I don't know if it was I don't know if you guys noticed, it was just wee things he was doing. And I thought Suter was definitely on edge. But I also thought Proper didn't really help him as much. All right, he kept getting him the ball back. But what worried me more about Proper was he kept going to the ground. I don't know, you're an ex-defender and all that. Did you think that he went to the ground too easy? Every time somebody came near him, he went to the ground.
He went to the ground in a big moment, Albert.
He did slip in the whole moment. No, the bottle thing I'm talking about, and I agree with Smurf, the bottle thing I'm talking about, Ronnie, was some of them didn't have a good game, and you're right about sort of being a bit shaky and Proper doing what you done. But I'm talking about people just bottles crashed, just didn't want to know. I went out of it. Right. I didn't see that. What I seen today, didn't play well. We deserve to get beaten. No, I'm no hiding for that fact. But I didn't see anybody doing a Barisic, for example. I want off this part, apart from Matondo. He wanted off the part, mate. And I looked at the rest of them and went like that, well, that's all right. Your bottle didn't go. You might not be good enough yet. We might not be coached right yet. But we're getting somewhere, hopefully. There you go. Take it in the chin. Nobody bottled it.
I don't know if I'm right in this, but I was reading on X, the old Twitter, that apparently Clermont has spent more than Beale on players. I don't know if it's true or no. I don't know if somebody just spinning a bit of nonsense. Like, is that true, guys? Do any of you know that?
It could be true, mate, with the money for Diamandi, Cortez, the two new boys this week. I'd done some of the other boys. I'd need to add up the figures, mate. I've not looked at it, to be honest with you. But I think it's all relevant to what he got out the door, yeah. He might have actually spent more in transfers. That might be true. I'd need to check that out. Right, well, Carl, you come, Carl. Use your thoughts.
Right, okay. Sorry, excuse me. Barron, a bit wasted, because I don't think that boy knew what he was doing today. He was trying. And well, I just have to say, see, when I listen to the commentary for these ex-players on Rangers TV, you go, did you actually score 300 goals in 2 games for Rangers, like Peter Lovencrantz today? How he must have been brilliant. I mean, I missed a lot of his games with being abroad, but come on, get a grip of yourself. It's not the same Rangers he played in, and he didn't really do that much for us either, by the way. You know, give the guys a break. They're playing with a bad manager, I think. That's just my opinion. I think the manager is one system, that's it, and a stubborn donkey. That's how I can't listen to him about his wee stories. The stories coming together here, the stories coming together there. It's a fairy story. I would prefer to have herpes than listen to fairy stories.
All right, cheers, mate. Cheers for that. Good to talk to you, Carl. Some people coming in.
Right, I'm away to go anyway. Right, Ox. Yeah, and it was, as you say, so mote it be.
Well, been joined by Mitchell. How are we doing, Mitchell?
Hi there, you all right?
Yeah, how are we doing, mate? All right, good to hear from you, mate. Long time no hear, but always good to
hear.
Yeah,
very disappointing, I must admit.
The
performance was flaccid, lacked any spark, any energy. And there was I hate saying this, but unfortunately, there's a golf in class, and I don't think Celtic are that much better of a side. They just seem to be that fraction bit more all the time on it. Rangers, I thought the first 10 minutes, it felt a good start. I was a bit surprised. I thought they'd come out, they'd started playing some decent stuff. But I felt at that moment they needed to take the chance when it came, and they just didn't manage that. The window itself has been a joke. I think the stadium not being ready just shows where Rangers are at as a football club right now.
Yeah, I think, listen, they looked half a yard quicker, maybe a better shape, and the best team won, Mitchell. Yeah. We had moments and opportunities, but there was a lot of huffing and puffing, you know, with moments in the game. The big moment in the first half for me is, if you say that goals change games, when Tierney puts in the cross, Proper comes in at the back post, he's got nothing to do, but he'd it down to the forwards who are coming in, and he actually clears it.
I mean, everybody goes on about likes of Ryan Kent and this and that, but they offered more than what something like that Cerny today offered. Nobody can turn around to me and say that Ryan Kent isn't as good as what they've already got right now. Yeah, okay, I'm not saying he scored every week, and maybe there's things he could have improved in his game, but since the Gerrard regime, this football club has gone absolutely nowhere but backwards. Simple as that. I'm sorry.
It was a big moment in our history, Albert.
Yeah,
I
it was.
agree with what you're saying, mate. It's a fact. You can't. We can stick our head in the sand and think we're this, that, or the next thing, but we're no, mate. We're no. We're a work in progress at best. We're a work in progress. I'm no hiding. I mean, I've stuck up for the manager. I've stuck up for the board. And I've still remain to stick out with the manager and the board because we are a work in progress. There is no way that we're anywhere near where we should to be. But nobody's trying to kid on we are. The manager's not trying to kid on we are. And the board are not trying to kid on we are. We know what we need to do, mate. We know how much needs to be spent on players and what needs to be brought in. We know where we have to get to. And it's a long way. But we can get there. We can get there. The day is just a harsh reality, mate, again, where we sit. It's a sore one to take. You look at it and go, we win the game. We're in the game for 15 minutes, mate. The rest of the game, we're just chasing my tails, kidding myself on. That's a fact, mate. That's a fact. You just face up to it. As long as you face up to it, you've got a chance.
We had to get the third goal, Albert, to see what happened, because goals change games, and with opportunities without being great, with moments.
Can I come in, bud?
Aye, on you go, Ronnie.
Aye, sorry to interrupt again, bud.
You'll not do it again, Ronnie, will you?
The 3 strikes
it's
now.
It's no nice to interrupt you, Ronnie, is it? It's horrible when people talk to you, Ronnie, isn't it?
Oh, absolutely, mate. I totally agree. I hate the wife doing it to me.
Right, so don't talk when I'm talking, Ronnie, all right?
No, I'm
absolutely. Going to do it again, are you?
No,
right,
not at all, mate. Not at all.
Carry on.
Right. I've got to... It's something your man was saying there about... I'm looking upstairs, Ox, and our problem... It's not the team's not our problem. It's coming from upstairs. And believe it or not, I honestly believe... just last week, I looked at... We're selling players at 300,000, and they're selling a player for 25 million. And I'm like this. I never seen £25 million playing against us. What's going on here? You know? And sorry saying we're work in progress. We've been work in progress for the last 10 years.
Correct.
You know what? You know, if we can't sign a player for £1 million, and you've got to think, in that time we've been to a European final and got to nearly another one. And yet they haven't. They've been battered rotten in Europe. So how are they showing other clubs improvement in their players that we're no yet? We're supposed to be in the elite competitions, but they're getting battered in. This is, and to me, that's coming from upstairs. That's no down to the manager or the players. That's coming from upstairs. You know, what are they doing right upstairs that we're no?
Right, the problem. If I just say something, sorry, right quick. The problem is that when Celtic have the chance to get the money, they take it, whereas with Rangers, like with Morelos, there's been times where clubs have come in big money for him, and I'm sure you guys know better than me, there'll be other players there too. Rangers missed that chance and then let them go all for free. You can't, as a football club, it's not sustainable to keep doing that, especially in the likes of the Scottish Premiership, where unfortunately the money isn't there, so you have to either rely on Europe and gate fees. And Rangers just never took the chance to sell. And unfortunately, I think that's what's led to this moment that we're in.
We've been doing it in Europe. But that's the point I'm making. We've been doing it in Europe. They have not been doing it in Europe. Yet they're still selling players for double-figure millions. We're selling players for tuppence halfpenny. Yet we're the ones in the last 10 years that has been going to finals and getting so far in Europe. Yet they're getting humped every year in Europe, and they're still selling players for double-digit millions.
It's a fair comment. I'm sure we'll discuss it during the international break. Mitchell, that was a big moment. You're right. In hindsight, maybe we should have took that decision away from Stevie G because he wanted to keep Morelos and Kent, and you've got to be sensible. But Mitchell, you're a good judge. You've been coming on the show for a few years now, mate. Where do you see that this consistency of the system we continually play, and particularly against them? and we get exposed.
I think we can talk about systems and everything like that, which you make a very fair point on. But I look at the mentality of some of them players today, and that's the first time I've been scared at the start of the season, seeing the players as bad as that has been. I saw Celtic players like Daz Almeida, even Fahashi, they're tracking back. They're wanting to win the ball back as quick as possible and then get the possession. Rangers, James Tavernier, there was one time he was out of position, wasn't even tracking back after losing it. And then you're looking and thinking, oh, blimey, this is not just the players' situation. Clearly, the management aren't demanding enough off the players either. For Rangers, with this Rangers team, for how poor I think it is, for them to compete on the same level as Celtic right now, they have to be playing at a 90%, 100% level when Celtic are playing at a 70% level. That's where it is, the quality issues. But when you lack quality, you've got to have more motivation about you. And that's a big problem. Right.
So the motivation, whose job's that all be? I know you've got some inside you.
Come on. And his staff. They're clearly not, to me, they look like they're doing what they feel like. The system's definitely not right. But at the same time, I'm looking at the board. They brought in Cherney, a few others, sold Cantwell and I know the situation around that. But 600 grand to Blackburn, I think, God, that's, to say in 2021 they were looking at getting 40 million for him, Norwich. And I know it's not the Premier League, but by God, that's quite an insult, that.
The only thing I can think about why the players are not going for the money they should be going for is when we're bringing them up to Rangers, we're paying them way over the odds, mate, way over the odds. So any team coming in for them can't influence them by more wages because they're not prepared to pay it. They're actually seeing what they're own and going, God, we're not buying that. So we have to get rid of these guys when we don't like them for cut down prices. What's happening now is we're trying to half that, or at least half it, but put the players on a reasonable salary, wage, call it what you want. And then so if somebody comes in, they've got room to manoeuvre and offer them, say, look, you're getting 10 grand, 15 grand at Rangers, we'll come in and offer you 20. But at the moment, we're put players on 20, 25, some of them £30,000 a week. For playing in Scottish Premier League is ridiculous, mate. It's absolutely ridiculous. That's why they're selling players for the price they're selling players for, because teams are coming in knowing fine well. I mean, you can say that they're getting 30 million, 25 million if you want. I don't totally believe that. Unless I see that in black and white, I'm not believing any of that nonsense, right? They might be getting a few bob for them. I'll agree with that. But if you want to go with prices and argue about prices, I don't know. I don't know what they're getting. But all I do know is we're playing on a park. They're better than us at the moment on a park. That's a fact, mate. That is just a fact. You're sitting and go, why? Why is that happening? Why can they go and buy a player at $1.5 million, develop them, and then sell them on for whatever price they got for them? That's the problem, mate. We're looking at players and we've brought this boy, the number 10, I can't remember his name, the Albanian boy, reportedly for £3-4 million or 3 or 4 million euros, whatever it is. Right, let's see what we do with this boy. Now, obviously, the boy's got talent. Obviously, the boy is 25, 26. He's established. Now, we should be looking to keep him a year, 2 years, and selling him for 30 million. That's the way it should work then. According to everybody else, that's the way it should work. Is it going to work that way? I don't know, mate. But I'm like you. I'm flummoxed. I'm totally flummoxed, mate. Why we keep getting players we can't sell them. And the only thing I can think of is we're paying them too much.
What about the young boy? Come on, the young boy, we haven't seen, he's not played. At least he had a strike towards goal. I thought it was getting in myself before it deflected.
He done more than 30 seconds, mate, and some players done it 90 minutes. he got the ball in the other half. He looked if he's going to lose it, and he beat through him and walked away from him with the one there. And I'm saying to myself, oh, what's this? What have we got here? And then he had that strike, mate. That was some strike. If that gets by the defender, I'm sure that's a goal. But there you go. He looks good. He looks good. He looks different. Put it that way.
He's only young and raw, but we'll see. Anyway, talking about young and raw, we couldn't find anybody but we're joined by Big Al. How are we doing, big man?
Yeah, I'm all right. How are yous?
Been better,
sure.
Big man. If I'm honest.
Been better. I've been listening to these, and there's a few guys on here. I'm kind of disappointed with Albert, man. Bottle, mate. They've not had Bottle for years. You go there with no Bottle. If you've not got any Bottle, you can't lose it. That's what's happened with their players. I'm on your side here, Rox. I think this is down to the manager. I think he doesn't have any bottle. I think something has to change there. I don't know what's going on in the background. It's been an absolute, pardon my French, but an absolute shit show the past few months, since the end of the season and right up to the last minute of the closing of the transfer window. Absolute bonkers, man, what's been going on. I know we need money to come in, but where's all the money that's been put into the club? There must be some travesties going on behind the scenes there, I think. Mismanagement or whatever, or people just don't have a clue. And maybe they're trying their best, and it's just they've not got the vision to move us forward. And I don't think the manager's got the vision to move us forward, mate. I think he said a few things since the pressure went on him when he bottled it, because he lost his bottle last year towards the end of the season. Since then, I think he kind of rants and raves a wee bit. He says things, and I've heard people this week make excuse for him. It's his English. He's no Scottish. He's not. That's maybe the problem. We're bringing in managers that maybe just didn't. They didn't have the feel for the club. They didn't know what the club's about. We need a certain type of manager. I watched his interview before the game, and he's talking about like bringing in different classes of players, like more experienced players. So this Tierney's a more experienced player. Mate, I didn't think he done much today. The Popper or whatever his name is at the back, I don't think he done much today. But then we're persisting with Tavernier. His name comes up all the time. Young McCausland, same again. I think he's mentioned earlier in the show as well, with Sterling in the middle of the park. He was all over the place. Demonde, whatever his name is, he's the same. He holds onto the ball too long and waits to get surrounded with players, or he releases it and it just passes, bounces off his feet. But that's absolutely terrible. I think that there has to be wholesale change throughout the club. However that comes about, I'm not 100% sure. I don't even know if it can come about. We might have enough there to beat the rest of the league, but we've certainly not got anything there to beat Celtic at the moment. And I didn't see how it's going to change. And I don't think the manager's the guy that could change it.
Well, he'll be judged in where he goes for here, mate, and the pressure will mount, mate, because his record against them, I think that's 6 games now. I think. Has Murty got a better record than him? Same record, mate. I think.
Right,
sorry,
okay.
I think it's 5 games. Drew 1 and lost 4. Sorry. So he'll be under pressure, because all Rangers managers will be under pressure with that record now. That's fact, isn't it?
That's who we have to be. That's your biggest rivals. And I mean, for the last 12 years, is it 12 years? Somebody said 10 years, but is it not 12 years? We go there and there's no bottle. There's nothing.
I'll let Albert come in with.
Aye.
On you go, Albert, and you come, mate.
Oh, nice to hear you, pal. How you doing?
Aye, good, mate. How are you?
Good. I'm sore, mate, to be honest with you. I'm sore.
Aye.
I took a kick in the day, mate. Like the rest days, I'm sore. Aye, I agree with what you're saying. I know what you're saying, mate. I know there's got to have bottle to lose bottle. I see that.
Aye, that's what I mean.
Aye, the point I'm making now is you look to the boys today. They get well and truly out hunts, mate. There's no getting away for that. They get well, but nobody had. That's what I'm looking for at the moment. Nobody had. It's a young team. It's a young developing team. If they'd have had the day, did they want to know? I'd be really panicking, really panicking, going, oh God, oh no. All I'm looking for, I know it's no a Rangers thing. I know we're a Glasgow Rangers and we should be looking for better. But you got to face the reality of the situation we're in as a club. We are where we are, mate. To get out of this, it's going to take money, mate, to get out of it. Let's be honest about it. We need huge investment. We need huge investment to get better players. It's as simple as that, mate. There's no other way out it. There's no other way out it. I mean, there's none of that's happening.
Investment doesn't get you the players, mate. That's the point of FFP, isn't it?
Aye. Well, investment gets you players, but there's rules and regulations you got to stay within. It's a fact of that. That's another fact.
That's where you have to recruit. Like the recruitment's a process throughout the company. So you recruit for the board, you recruit for the managers underneath the board, you recruit for the players. Obviously, you recruit for the backroom staff. Well, the recruitment has to be better. If we've got a board that aren't able to recruit a good manager, who we bring in managers and we seem to rip it up and start again. You know what today? Maybe bring in a manager who's actually a coach who can take a player like young McCausland, because McCausland's playing the same as for the first game I seen him. He can't trap the ball. He's got pace. The ball bounces off him. He's not been coached as far as I can see for the last year. I've not seen him improve. So does that not tell you something that, or it's telling me that we need to bring in a manager that can actually take some raw materials and transform them into something better? Because that whole buy them cheap, sell them high thing, that's what's happening at Celtic Park. They're bringing in players and they're coaching them into a better. You look at that Johnston boy, you love him, hate him, whatever. He's actually no bad player. You'll probably see him go next year for, I don't know, over 10 million quid doing an English team, Southampton or Brighton or something like that. But they're coaching him, making him a better player. He's doing that overlap today. That's a useful thing in football. Just coach the guys. So you need to bring a manager that can actually take raw recruits and make them better.
First thing you have to get right in coaching, mate, is your shape of your football team and who does what. Yeah. And I don't.
Yeah. Well, you can look at it all different ways, mate. You're made a coach. I mean, I'm just looking at it the way I would look at it. I want a manager that can actually take a raw material and turn it into better.
And I think it was Smurf that can come in, says we keep doing the same things over and over again, and that was shown up today with the first goal we lost. No gone with runners, and if Matondo was on there, was a speed merchant with a hamstring problem, that gives me concerns about all the money we're paying for fitness people. All the money we're paying for coaching, we put on a guy whose whole game's about speed, who had a hamstring problem. Yeah, but has
Matondo got better? Has his touch got better in the last year?
No, Matondo's not good enough, mate.
That's what I'm getting at, you know
as
what
much as we want him to do well, he ain't good enough, mate. And you come Smurf.
I think we do the manager's attitude's got to change. He's got to be more of a pragmatist, and he's got to set up for the game in hand, which he's been faced with, and he's not done that today. He's not went like man for man, and I'm not saying we would have won. I'm not saying it would have been pretty. We might still get beat, but we might get beat 1 or 2-0, and far better Rangers teams than that. I went over there and get gubbed 2-0. It's what people's frustration is. There doesn't seem to be a pathway forward. And in the past, you could have had an investor coming in and saying, right, here's X amount of money, and throw money at the problem and sign better players. Can he do that now? That's not even an option. That's off the table. The only way out of this is to follow a process. And Big Al's right. They've got to recruit at boardroom level the right people to put a strategy in place that will grow the top line, that will allow us to invest in better players. That's it, and it's no an overnight fix. You can get 10 managers in if you want. You're not giving them any money to spend because it's no there. So we either stick or twist, but the manager will get the sack if he doesn't learn for us. But whoever comes in is not going to have any money to spend.
They've just given him a new contract, haven't they?
An extension, mate. I didn't understand that, Mitchell.
Another issue that's arising then from a board level. On what basis did he deserve another contract? Is that just to shut the fans up and say that we're going to have longevity with him? Because there's no such thing in football. And I get that we're on about development, this, that and the other. Bottom line is, lads, Rangers isn't a development club. So if players come to Rangers and think this is time for a development, that ain't negotiable. When was the last time Rangers beat Celtic in League? Were it when Gerrard had COVID in 2021 at Ibrox?
Yes, Gary McAllister was in charge.
Yes, that is ridiculous.
Apart from the semi-final and extra time at Hampden, yeah.
I just think it's absolutely correct. And I feel, in some ways, for the naivety that Clement shows, I feel sorry for him. He's not being backed. He's bringing in next to nothing players. Never even heard of half of them. And I know sometimes you have to take a punt, but I just think it's just such a mess from top to bottom. Honestly, if for Rangers to come back right and do it from now, I think it's going to take 2 or 3 years. I think that's the scariest part. I really do. It's scary. They're going to overtake them on title. That's what kills me inside.
Bear, time. The support are going to get restless because it's a results-driven industry. Hopefully, we'll be back at Ibrox after this window. First game's about Dundee United, and hopefully for the Dundee game, we're back. Yeah.
I mean, we're going to be back in, which is a good thing. But the support, the support were restless before this game. Let's be honest about it. We weren't. I'm no particular because I can see what's trying to be done. Whether it can be achieved, that remains to be seen. But no, you're right, mate. It's a result-based industry. We need to start getting results, and we need to just get the Ross County results. We still need to get them, but we need to get the big results, like games like today, and that's not good enough, mate. It's just simply not good enough. Eventually, the time will tell what we're going to do and where we're going to be.
The support have got to see improvement, and they've got to see positivity, and they've got to see driving up to it. And it's January before, New Year before we play them again. So we'll get 3 months, and with this new group of players, because it is a new club, Big Al, they've got to see improvement, and they've got to see that, okay, right, that was a blip. If it's not a blip, the manager will go. It's as simple as that, because it's results, Al, isn't it?
It's results, but I just seen somebody put something up there. We're 4 games in. No, we're not 4 games in. We're 12 years into this. It's happening all the time. As I say, look at the bigger picture. There's too many apologies. I don't know how you go about this. It needs to be changed. It needs to be changed quickly. Something has to be done. Why is James Tavernier still on the team? He's playing against that Maeda. He's in Maeda's back pocket. It's not James Tavernier's fault that he's not as good as Maeda, but how many games has he played against them? So there's one problem that we're doing the exact same thing with that. Suter, bring Balogun on. I don't think we will see improvement. I think we'll beat other teams. We'll be sitting second. We'll go into the game at Ibrox, and we'll get beat again. That's because it's the same thing happening, and we're not on 4 games into it, but we're 12 years down the line. That's what we are. We're 12 years into it, no 4 games into it.
Right, okay. We've reached that time of
right, take care, gentlemen. Thank you.
See you later, Al. See you later, Al.
Always
Nice
good
to
to
hear
hear
from you,
from you, big man here.
Aye, no worries. Take care.
Cheers, guys.
During the week. Last word for your good self, Smurf.
Hi, as always, it's a sore one. Need to lick their wounds. Keep the faith, and hopefully that they can turn things around, and hopefully the manager will learn for this. And going forward, we've got a lot of guys that were bloody today in an Old Firm derby. We've just got to try and take the positives out of it, what we can. And no, thanks for giving me having me on to have a chat. I'll catch you later. Take care. Bye.
Cheers, mate. Mitchell.
Yeah. Cheers, boys. Thanks for having me on. I hope they can turn it around, but it's a tough ask. I think to be positive right now is extremely difficult. It's an hard one to swallow, but fingers crossed they can get a free agent in, because I still think they're about 3 or 4 short. So, but we are the people. We always will be, won't we?
Cheers, mate. Old Bear.
Sorry, mate, I was on mute there. Aye, well, got to take it. Suck it up. Don't worry about it. We'll get there. I know I'm being positive, and I know people don't like it when we take a 3-0 defeat, but it is what it is, mate. We took the defeat. They're a better team on, and I'm not that bothered about going forward, because the boys that I've seen showed a bit of bottle anyway. Now we need to be, as you say, coach better, and we need to start improving. It's as simple as that, mate.
Aye, thanks to Ronnie coming on. Always a good laugh when Ronnie comes on. Thanks to Smurf. Thanks to Mitchell. Thanks to Al for joining us, and the one and only Cal for Southend. Thanks to Cal for joining us. Thanks to Albert for doing the show. It's never easy. Fox and Old School Blue for doing the technicals. This has been Rangers Radio. We'll be back tomorrow night between 8 and 10. And I'm sure I know what the subjects will be. Take it away, Old School Blue.